Hi everyone, welcome to Appliance Advisors with EL Appliance. I'm Francesco, joined as always by Dennis. How you doing today, Dennis?
Doing great. How are you doing, Fran?
Very good, very good. So today we're going to talk about a really popular new product on the market, the GE UltraFast Combo Washer and Dryer. And before we dive into it, just want to remind everyone we're shooting this on YouTube and any podcast that's available to you as well. So if you could like and subscribe to our channels, we'd truly appreciate that. So let's dive right into it, Dennis. So we've talked a lot about this here over the last couple months, and it seems like forever that we've been anticipating this arrival, the new GE UltraFast Combo Washer and Dryer. Now, new product to the market, but definitely something that's been out for a while as far as all-in-ones. And at Yale, we've kind of always seen kind of some of the negative sides of those. So let's talk a little bit about that and what's different with the GE.
Yeah, kind of the Shangri-La of appliances, right? To have a washer and dryer all in one unit. Space saving, potentially you could do two of them in the place where you used to have a washer and a dryer. You could do both, have really double your capacity to do laundry. So really exciting. I mean, when I thought about the concept, I said, oh, here we go again, right? Because we've never been a big proponent. But they've really done something differently. It was really exciting to us seeing and hearing what they did before it launched, and then moreover, getting it to be able to test it and put it through rigorous testing on our own, which really was what we cared about, right? Because it's easy to sell something, but as a servicing company, you need to make sure it works. And I got to tell you that it went unbelievable. You agree?
Absolutely, and we've done these, multiple tests at this point. Full wash, full dries. We had technicians take the thing apart just to look at the inner working. So, what were some of the negatives before, and kind of how did GE address those?
Yeah, I mean, the concept has always been this. It's always been a smaller drum traditionally. There's been a couple of exceptions, but they're running on half the power. So a normal electric dryer takes 220 power, and this concept and a washer normally takes 110 power, right? So how do you have both in one unit where you can't have two types of power? So these things have always run on 110 power. And the crazy part with all that was that people would load it chock full, because we're Americans, more and more, get in there, stick your foot in there and get your clothes in there. And then we're running it on 110 power, so half the power. So invariably, it just wouldn't dry. It would kind of sweat and take just 4, 5, 6 hours and still not happy. So what GE's done, well, first off, it's a big unit. It's a little bit taller than most, but I think it's right around 42 inches.
Correct,
but standard width, but moreover, a big full-size American capacity.
That's great.
And I always use this analogy. If you put wet clothes out on a clothesline on a hot summer day without any breeze, the clothes don't dry. I don't know if you ever tried that. Do you use a clothesline?
No, listen, I think, not in my generation,
All
really.
right, well, listen, I'm a little older than you. So we had clotheslines. We occasionally use them. But if you put that same wet laundry out on kind of a cooler day, but there was a breeze, clothes would dry very quickly. So that's what GE really focused on first. So they are using heat pump technology, which is not per se new to this all-in-one concept, where very efficiently with 110 power, they're able to remove and generate hot air at a lower temperature and lower electrical draw. But moreover, they created a Superfan. Let's just call it that.
Yeah.
I kind of like the sound of
I like the sound of that. We should pitch that to GE marketing for sure.
Yes, it's our Superfan. But the Superfan, really, if you look at this, and that's what made it taller, it incorporated heat pump technology using 110 power with a significant blower that is really pushing that air. So significant, in fact, that in our testing and just in general, when you put a few t-shirts in there, I mean, you really see the clothes lifting right off the drum, just by the air alone. So the concept of combining the heat pump technology has always been out there, a nice bigger full-size American unit like we'd be used to, combined with this fan was the secret sauce. And in our testing, what was some of the tests? I mean, some of the times were unbelievable.
Yeah, it's about 2 hours and 50 minutes for a full wash and dry. And that's like with mixed loads. So, we mixed some towels and some shirts. Then we did some whites where it was shirts and, again, a few white towels and things like that. But just about 2 hours and 50 minutes. Comforter or something like that certainly would take a little bit longer. But overall, pretty good wash dry times. And again, way more convenient because you're not. The other thing you don't take into account is, you might be done with the washer saying 50 minutes, but if you're not getting right to that and you forget about it for 20 minutes, now you're leaving it in the washer, it sits there kind of just in that moisture and more additional time before you get to the dryer. it's doing all that automatically. So it's kind of maybe saving some time, but definitely not as long as you would think that would take, for sure.
So here's some of the common questions we'd get with this laundry, or laundry in general, but certainly this laundry. What happens to the lint?
Exactly.
So this has, the lint filter is impressive. I mean, you know, if we had it here, it's a pretty great looking filter. It's overbuilt in the filter, and it's kind of, I'll use the word pre-filter. It's actually before the heat fan system.
Yep.
So, you know, a lot of times at home, they'll always say, oh, you should empty your lint every single time because it does constrict the drying performance. So this has done it before that. So it eliminates it from even being an issue. Number one, that was cool. Number two, you know, just the question of, okay, I'm gonna wash something, but it's Lululemons. I don't know, everyone seems to have those performance wear, and you wanna take it out, and you do not want that to go through a dry cycle. You'd wanna hang dry it maybe, at that case. This actually has a pause and hold. So it'll wash, and then it will alert you right on your iPhone or your phone, whatever you have for a phone. It's a smart machine, Wi-Fi enabled, and it would actually tell you, ding, 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 hey, come down here, and you might wanna pull this stuff out. And then you just take it out, and you press start again, and it continues on right where it was.
Yeah, pretty cool machine.
You know, they added some other cool features.
Yeah, and part of the reason why it's so tall too is that filter is kind of over on the top as well. The filter and the fans in the top. So it makes it a little bit taller, but traditionally they've also been at the bottom, so that lint is a lot harder for the machine to clean out. So kind of with the combination of that heavy double-sided filter before the air exchange on the top kind of really makes it so you're not really seeing a lot of that lint buildup that you traditionally get in those all-in-one machines. And then it has some really cool features that are kind of common across the GE line and some other brands for sure, like automatic dispense. And then something that GE has really kind of revolutionized to some degree is the micro band. So you see that in the automatic detergent dispenser, in the gasket, in the hoses to kind of reduce mold and mildew and smells and things like that.
Yeah, it's basically an antimicrobial, coating that really keeps from that mold and smell. So, I mean, if we were to sum it up, here's what they did. They used half the power, far more efficient using heat pump technology. They dealt with those clothes being overstuffed by adding that massive fan. They added the pre-filter or the lint filter ahead of that, okay? They put it at the top of the machine. They added microband for that mold and mildew smell complaint that we get. They're Wi-Fi enabled, so it'll tell you, so you don't have to guess where your laundry's at is there. They've thought about pausing and holding and moving forward, which no one did. And they did all this, other than the slight height difference, they did all this in a standard footprint. So you can put clothes in, let them run right through to a wash and dry and be done. You can put 2 sets of laundry, where today you have a washer and dryer and really double your capacity to do laundry. We know that 110 power also is half the power of a traditional dryer, 220. But what are we doing at 220? We're essentially baking the clothes. So it's a lot gentler on the clothes to be slow dried or dried, not even slow, but dried at a lower temperature. Cottons, things like that have
also not vented out, which, you know, we really...
Penetrations. We're trying to have, you know, everyone's heard the word tight homes and passive homes and more efficient and less leak in or out of your home with these airtight homes being built. And they've accomplished all that. So really you need a plug, and you need a 110 plug, and you need a standpipe or a drain. If you have that, you can have laundry anywhere in your house. So it's really opened up where it can go, how, you know, twice the capacity if you want to put it in your traditional space that you had, second floor, master bedrooms. I mean, it's just
really cool machine.
On Appliance Advisor, it's fair to say we're fairly cynical because we're servicers and we love to sell stuff. And when something goes wrong, we're really mad. Or we're really vocal, we should say, not mad. We deal with it. Things are going to go wrong. But moreover, this is a piece that I'm having a really hard time, and so is the buying public, by the way. I heard a stat recently where 20,000 units was an expectation potentially to get out there on the first load. They got 40,000 out, and it's already sold and back ordered out through October.
Crazy.
We have a bunch on order, and we have still some in the house. But I mean, the point is,
extremely popular.
This is resonating with the buying public.
No question.
I'm excited.
So I think that's kind of everything in a nutshell on the UltraFast Combo washer. So again, hope you enjoyed this episode. As a reminder, again, we are on YouTube and any podcast that you listen in on. If you could like and subscribe, we'd really appreciate that. Any questions that you have on this episode, any other content or topics you'd like to see us discuss, definitely leave those in the comments below, and we'd love to have your input on this as well. One other quick thing I do want to mention is that Yale, we do have on October 12th, we're doing a new Appliance Innovation Summit.
First of its kind in the industry.
It's going to be a really, really cool event in our Boston showroom, really kind of towards tradespeople, designers, architects, builders. Really cool way to kind of all-day event to get a year's worth of your CEU credits. We're gonna have classes, we're gonna have guest chefs, all the manufacturers showing new.
What about the secret rooms?
Secret rooms? Well, I didn't want to talk about the secret rooms.
What appliance store has secret rooms? We're talking about product that isn't even out yet, coming out in the next 3, 4, 5, 10 years. Some of these are made in cardboard, concepts, get trade, finishes, textures, things that are going out there. So we're pretty excited. Yeah, it's the big time.
That's going to be a cool event. So we're looking forward to that again, October 12th, the Appliance Innovation Summit in our Yale Dorchester showroom. Thanks, everyone. We'll talk soon.
Thanks,
Dennis.
See you.